hello to the audience. On the new radio station. We will send it to you today. It's a fascinating story. It's called A Drunk Night in the Wrong Room. I invite you to listen. I'm an only child and my wife is my oldest sister. There are 4 children in the family. 2 boys and 2 girls. Help is a boy. Of course, this guy's wife. She will be the heroine of this story. Guys, I'm over 40 now. Married early, so the children grew up. All 4 are girls. To find a son to follow without. My friends, the 4th child cannot be born again. My family, like my wife, lives in the countryside. Life in the past was extremely difficult. It's relatively stable now. Enough to eat, enough to wear, enough for the kids. In addition to farming, my wife's house also sells groceries. The couple's younger brother sells seasonal fruit. I myself am a very hot girl, but they're physiologically weak. Probably because of addiction, the old barbaric stories. That's why I'm good at it, though. My wife needs it too. Not so high, so married life has little effect. Though, I can't get rid of my bad girl. His wife's brother got married recently. I look at his wife and I'm jealous. What kind of guy can get married like that? Beautiful wife is beautiful. Face is pretty tall white. Look where you are, don't make up for your wife. After a few births, it's sagging. I looked at my daughter-in-law and thought, one day I will be able to once. How happy is that? That's what I thought at the time. You know that opportunity is just a number. Don't wait for spring to fall. Then time goes by. It's been out for 8 years. I've been waiting for spring to fall. I still watch cool movies. Sometimes even on their own. The thing is, the density is diminishing. It's not like when you were young. I went to my wife's house a few times and went to the bathroom. I saw that my daughter-in-law's bathing suit couldn't be washed. It's also an occupational disease. He messed up his brother's pants. Even though she herself gave birth to 2 children. A boy, a girl. But the shape is the same. It's even saltier than before. And of course, I've wanted it once before so far. One day, I happened to be sitting at a cafe at the market at noon. I accidentally saw her driving down, meeting a strange woman. Both sides say something. I saw him take the money and give it to him. I didn't notice anything after that. The couple is a shopper. It's about money transactions. That's normal. But then, I caught you like that a few more times. I saw you go to the gold shop. I asked the woman again, who's that? Then it is known that people who specialize in lending and writing. I'm just now realizing. I am in debt because of my debt. It's not clear how much I'm missing. I just asked my brother. Say your brother. But it's actually that drinking friends know each other very well. I don't have any relatives. He's a lot younger than me. My sister-in-law is 10 years younger than me. But brothers play together very close. It's a gambling parlor. Lend something to it. I know I'm in the neighborhood with my wife. My wife and I live in the same neighborhood but different. I asked him out for a drink. Ask him to investigate the information. I didn't forget to tell him not to tell anyone. And promised to give him a drink with his youngest brother. Waiting for information from my brother. My drinking friend. I've also come up with many theories and strategies. About later. It is true that people are not equal to heaven. My friend's brother. It can't ask. is how much my sister-in-law is in debt. Because the lender woman wouldn't talk. The real evil also wants to drink. But only drink, and the youngest is free. I'm stuck trying to give up. Then one day my wife came home and heard me talking to my husband. It's her sister. If you want to buy a house, you should borrow your husband's gold. I borrowed a tree and a half of gold. I heard that, so I became suspicious. I don't know what he's up to. I noticed your movements the most. I don't know if your husband agreed to the loan. But after a while I took the car away. I said run to the market to buy medicine. I'm dizzy. You're gone, me too. Go to the market and buy a bottle of medicine. Accept grass and launch, follow me. I guess you'll go to the gold shop to pick it up. Or sell gold. And I guess it's not wrong, guys. I went to a familiar gold shop from a distance. I see you're counting money. I think about it or I come in. If you know it is good or not, you will lose nothing. Why do you think that? I ran straight back to the car and went straight to the store. I see you running around. Where are you two going? I asked my uncle, see if this broken pendulum can be welded. I went to buy medicine. You sell or pawn a lot of money. I've come to sell gold. I've lent you a house. I have a series of reasons. I'm only an hour. Then tell the boss a few sentences. Then get out of the car and wait for me. When I asked Trin, tell me you're in debt. My grandmother lent it to me, didn't she? And I'm selling this to pay off her debt. You don't borrow money, do you? I didn't wait for you to answer, I kept talking. I've seen you give money to her a few times. You start falling silent, I go on. If you have anything, please help me. I got into a few. That's a loss of life. I'm still silent, but tears are falling. I told you to stay here and talk. He ran back to the tree near the market and said, I was going to take you inside the bar, but that's it. You and I have never had a drink together. You talk to me wherever you are. After about 10 minutes of talking, I understood the situation. Was about 5 years ago. Daughter. It means that my first child, who was studying, had a fever. Headache of memory loss. Said I drove her through the Love Hospital. The doctor said to watch. I want to move to the city hospital. The doctor said if you go, you're on your own. They don't get the benefits of insurance. Go home and talk to your husband. My husband said no, let's slow down. I can't wait to bring myself to the city. So CA surgery costs 10 million. I said that my child has a brain tumor that needs to be operated on urgently. Otherwise, it will be dangerous. So I'm worried I should go back and borrow money. $20 million to take care of the baby. The profit is also slightly 1 million. The day of loss is 5,000 VND. It was cheap after that. I paid interest. I can't get enough interest. And there was a time when I had to make a living. Why was I so busy that day? I was late to deliver. So we have to embrace and also greed. I don't think it hit. Who knew that afternoon he hit hundreds of thousands of dead money? I have to borrow money from my grandmother to pay people back. That's life. Pushed to take out nearly 50 million loans. With interest again. How many times have I been in the store holding gold to pay interest? Then borrow the debt. When I couldn't stand it, I lied to my husband. Lend your sister gold and sell her tea. If you don't pay interest, people will not be able to live. I asked why I didn't tell my husband to give me the money. Let me get the money to treat you. You know what I said. My husband's parents are very keybo about money. It's even harder to say it. At that time, I asked for a loan. So now, I'm not sure what's good for you. So I had to. It's been 10 minutes, but I understand. somewhat of your suffering. I did. Every home sees that, but AI also has its own suffering. I promise I'll keep this quiet for now. I'll find a way to help you myself. I was going to use this for food at first. Say you sleep with me. But thinking back, even SAO is a person in the house. We met for a long time. If you turn around now, it's unsightly. I'd rather find a way to help her now. Maybe she'll be grateful and give it back. Is that a long-term solution? Then I tried to help you. I still have a bank loan. I sneak my wife due early. 50 million to give back to my father. The gold you told your husband you borrowed. I asked him to sign a loan document. Get my friend's brother to testify. I talked to this guy too. Your situation is like that, keep it out of question. Slowly, I got my spirit back. Buy and sell. My husband is hiding money to pay the bank. If there is a surplus, pay the original part. I often call you. Let me borrow an excuse to remind you of this and that. Talk to me more openly. And of course you're grateful to me. I love people, especially the beautiful ones. I was talking normally one day. Suddenly you asked me. Last time, you say every family has its own suffering. You have suffering or something. Yeah, I do. I'll tell you if it helps. I see you are also very happy with your children. Everyone is obedient. The house is also full. What else do you lack to suffer? Many people wish they could be like your husband. I suffer because I don't have you. I think the stomach is like that. You can't say RA is bad. I'm new to Sesame. It doesn't really matter what you do. I can't help you either. Sometimes I misunderstand and get angry at you. What's wrong? You didn't tell me people couldn't help you. You help me so much. If you can hear me, I can help you. As if I'm thanking you. Let the next life pay you back. In the next life, I will make you a cowboy. If you make a horse for me, you will suffer. Stop trying to get me wrong and get mad at you. Tell me, I promise I won't be angry. But you keep opening your mouth so annoyed. Where are you? I found her at school waiting to pick her up. I'm going to buy something for my mom and pick you up. I should have called earlier to talk to you. Do you have money on your phone for so long? Tired for you. Are you going to beat the village? Do you speak quickly now? This is why you asked. In general, money. You don't know this or that. Suffering is the lack of affection. You two don't love me. I see that she loves you and worries about you. What else is required? Love and care for you. You do not say anything. You mean the lack of love every night. Do you understand that I have banned you for a long time? I said straight out. And naturally the other end of the line over there is a long squeaking sound. Hello, I can't hear you. I thought you were mad at me, and I didn't call back. If I call, I don't know what to say to you right now. That's it, wherever you go. If you still owe me, I will see you. The next day I was silent too. When I called you back yesterday, you turned it off. You and I have a contract. If you want to talk, just light up before the probe. If true, listen. You usually call me because you're on time. I use my cell phone. Always carry it with you. This time I called without talking. If you want to call again, text. I sent you a message the other day that something was missing. I'm clear. Let me hear you. My husband delivered my parents at home. I can't talk. It's a messaging game. It must be embarrassing to talk. This is a message that is afraid of AI without a message. That's what I mean. Since you two gave birth to your child, it has changed little for you close husband and wife. When a month, once every 2 or 3 months, we do it. Pay the debt, there's no feeling. So why don't you tell me why? I told you, and it's the same. His sisters say they're old and working too much like newlyweds. That's exhausting, all the children and the house. Put up the lum. So you're going out. I mean, change the wind. There's nothing there. Answer me that, but it will take a long time. Go massage, wash your hair, but it's not real. So, when you ask for something that you don't meet, why? You can help yourself, but you can also help yourself. Who can save you? If you save me, why? I mean, why don't you understand? I think of you as my sister now. Whatever you do. I'm a little confused. This looks like a lot of tension. Could it ever set me up again? Or her husband set her up. And then he took a bunch of his own money. I click call you and you turn off the message, give me. I'm at home. I'm coaxing out. Let him sleep. I can't answer the phone. It's you, who now you do without doing. There will be no regrets tomorrow. What you do is SAO. What does everyone in every business do? It's like you texted me like this. Whatever you do, click on it. So, RA, I asked you. I asked why you are so strange. If people ask you to do it, just do it. Ask again to explain later. Yes, I'll join you. If you meet a weak guy like me, it's a theory. Then I'm not afraid. So I texted a guy. If you're with me now, just text me. I'm reading you, I'll reply. That's what you said, at home. If you lie in a hammock, do what you can eat. Waiting for time to think. My daughter-in-law took the wrong medicine. That's all of a sudden. It's strange to live so close to this. It's so strange. I was thinking, I sent a message. How are you? You're done. I went to take a shower and texted again. I'll explain to you. That's your question so far. I waited about 10 minutes and texted back. Are you asleep? I slept and slept to dream that it was true. I just teased listening to Always Watch SAO. You dream. I had a dream that you were taking the wrong medicine or something. Because of what you said the other day. Makes me think about it forever. I'm lying down tonight and thinking about it. You say you're no different without me. Why did you tell me? I know your husband. He's a traitor all day long and he comes home late. It's about letting go of sleep. Rarely married. When there is no holiday. Maybe if I met you, I wouldn't get anything. Who knows where else? I keep thinking about your words. Then think about your situation. The feeling that it's burning inside you is irritating. I coaxed him to sleep and he kept asking for milk. So I'm more upset. When I text you, the first news is that it's wet. So that's RA. My brothers are all the same. Then will it be like that tomorrow? It depends. I feel so sorry for my husband. I didn't understand why. I can't control myself. Now that I think about it, why? You're welcome. I'm just texting and I'm not scared. That's too much. Do something for real. It's weird. You can't be mean. I think I should stop at this level. If you want too much, just text like that. I will help you as well as help you. Everyone is happy, everyone is satisfied. Yes, SAO can also be slowly calculated. I told you, do what you want first. You go to bed first. I think he's no different than me. Just discovered today. I can't believe he was so gentle. Who knows what's inside? I thought that, and I laughed to myself. Now I think of myself like this. How can you sleep? Go to your wife's room and try it. I see he's already sleeping. When you call your wife up, you must be scolded for a fight. What is the point of not letting people sleep? You should go to bed after 1. I can't text you anymore. Just open up a favorite movie. After that message, you and I texted a few more times. That's the content, so I won't tell you. But then, I asked for a pair of pants. You know what pants are, right? And then she gave it to you. I love bringing it back for the first time. I dare not wash, because when you wash it, you know where to put it. And his wife saw him and couldn't live. So it smells bad. I have to say, it smells terrible. It should be abandoned and no longer used. I thought I didn't have a ticket. But then one day, there was a family member at my mother's house who had a funeral. That house is far away, so my parents-in-law and my brother-in-law had to go. My brother drove my father-in-law. The mother-in-law gave the child the 4th wife. My wife also has a husband. And the house is near my wife's parents' house. I have no sympathy for this wife. I rarely mention it in the story. And when we're all gone, I need someone to sleep in the house. My wife doesn't know how to ride a motorcycle, so she doesn't dare. My wife's parents called me. If you go to the party, send money to your grandparents. He asked me to sleep at the house and look after him. I enjoy the evening, but also pretend to be colorful. The Virgin is at home and she has to sleep. He's too scared to sleep alone at home. I went up there to sleep for you one night and you came back the next day. My brother-in-law added, well, let me arrange my afternoon. I know your brother. My wife and my wife, you can't doubt me and my sister-in-law. Because we often see each other, we rarely talk. It's just a casual greeting. They even looked at each other less. Only when you text or have a call. Let's talk to each other. Make it interesting. And ever since texting, you and I are mostly texting. Calling is also very limited. What am I going to do tonight? I keep thinking about how to get you. Not far away, it's dark. Come to the house and get ready. When we got there, the whole family was on their way. It's just me and my 2 kids. I'm feeding them dinner. I looked at you and you looked at me. 2 eyes meet in a split second. Then you turn quickly away from my eyes. I still look at you, that face, that shape. Oh my God, all of you make me crave. I asked her where she slept tonight. Mainly to break the silence. Like my shyness. I said you must be sleeping here. I just said, put your hand on the bottom shelf. My wife's parents sell groceries. We should open up that part very wide to hold things. There's a place where my wife's parents can sleep. I also slept to keep the shop. I can't sleep in there. And outside, there are also boards to sit every day. Or take a lunch break. You showed me to sleep there. Because my kids are there. You and I don't know much to say. Just a few simple sentences and I went to bed. For a moment I remembered the phone. So I took it out and flashed you. I started using the phone. If you can't talk, text. I must be awake till morning tonight, baby. Why, stranger, can't you sleep? Strangers are 1 and 2 because of you. Why do you see me? I can't sleep. I'm too tired to think about it. And my kids here, they're all grown up. I was afraid they would know, so I just texted. You have not dared to say anything nasty. I am texting forever today. Can I do it for real once today? You can't, brother. There are children at home. People come to buy a lot of stuff. If anything changes. People come to buy real things. Sometimes we pack medicine and sometimes we pack washing powder and washing oil. I'm busy feeding the kids. I have to go out selling all the time. Look at me, come in. That makes me want more and more. You can wait for the kids to sleep. It'll be fine by then. Who else is buying and selling what I'm afraid of? I feel so sorry for my husband, man. That said, he's miserable. Waking up early to work every day to earn money for his wife. I also feel sorry for him when I see him suffer. So maybe I'd love to see him tired. When he slept, I couldn't wake up. If I get too close to you, I feel. I'm sorry for my husband, I'm sorry for you. I agree that it's not right to do that. But think about it, I didn't betray anyone. I'm also worried about my children's families. Let us try it once today. Then everyone goes home. It's as if nothing happened. Or take it as a dream. The other day I said it was real. I said dream. Now let me dream once. Let's say you help me. You don't answer my messages anymore. I took a shower for the 2 kids and taught them a lesson. I just lay there thinking you'd agree. Or are you mad at me? No matter where you go or where you go. Lie in a dream and sleep when it's not good. When I woke up, I saw that you were watching me. I also taught them how to prepare and let them drink milk. Before going to bed, you told me to go inside and watch the shop for you. Go home and let the kids sleep. Wait in the room for a while. I started texting again. Is your child asleep? The youngest boy asked for milk. There's a day that doesn't. I asked to see which side was empty. If not, I'm afraid it's biased. I'm so tired you keep teasing. Are you kidding me? You're beautiful. What is beautiful for 2 children and what is beautiful? You feel beautiful. When did you see me taking a shower? Yes, I look outside. Can you imagine going inside? Once upon a time. Or can you let me spy on you now? I'm so tired I tease you all the time. I know how people are doing now. And keep teasing. It's true that I know that you coaxed me and was easily upset. Nasty. What I don't understand is this guy keeps pretending. I've been flirting forever, where are you? Come in here. No more waiting for me to come into your room. You stood at the door waiting for me. Next door is the parents' bedroom. But only stuff, no AI sleeping. I'm close to you, you raise your hand, motioning silence. My child has just slept. You whisper. I'm here. I just saw you here. I can hear it when someone buys something in the store. What are you buying now? I'm worried about you. I looked at you and you looked at me, 4 eyes at each other. Your hair is so smooth. You turned to the side and didn't dare look at me. Maybe you're ashamed. You are beautiful. I don't wait for you to say anything, I can smell you. It's not water, it's the smell of women. It's fascinating. It's bizarre. So that's about rice being cooked into rice. It's not a theory anymore. After that night, you and I had no chance. In the country without speaking. Want to go to a motel or an easy hotel? All the fruit is gone. My husband is home often. And maybe it's fully responsive. So I'm not as needy as I used to be. And you say you feel guilty. So don't want to continue. Slowly, at the end of the year, I've amassed some money. And give me some money so I can pay it back to the bank. Give me or buy some fruit. Pay off your bank debt and get the red book. Then I won't be able to help you anymore. I lend you a loan to let you prepare gradually. Because I lent you a loan that was secretly due. His wife called for his book back. If I didn't take my notebook home, my wife would have suspected it. And it's nothing special. Until the day I repay my debt. I'll give you 10 days to make money. And you gave it to me as promised. Let's meet quickly that day to deliver the money. Every day you give me money. Thank me in all kinds of ways. Say you're grateful to me all your life. I don't know how to pay back. So I want you again. I will help you 01 this time. I told Kong to speak up. If I could be with you again. Or maybe not. Even though I am grateful to you. I was quiet for a while and then I said I'll think about it. You'll pick me up tomorrow at noon and call me back. I have to go home now without fear of suspicion. You called me the next afternoon. At first I also rejected the forms, but I used 3 inches of my tongue to convince. And I finally agree. You can't go if you want to. Why can't I go? Where can I do it? You're at home all the time and you never go anywhere. I have thought about such a situation in advance. I'll answer right away. Let me worry about that as long as you can. 7 ways to lie to your family. Is that my stomach hurts forever? I had to have an ultrasound at the hospital. I called my husband at home to take care of my children. That's it, and then a week later you call me. He said he did it as planned. If your husband drives you. If you go by yourself, call me and I'll arrange. I'm afraid for you and I'm too easy. I have an excuse to leave the house. So it's my date and you come too. You go to the doctor and I go to the market to fix the machine. I went to my friend's house and borrowed another motorcycle. I ran up to the hospital and waited for him to see me. To have drugs and medical records. When it's done, the motel goes straight ahead. Don't forget to choose a quiet and strange place. So that no one recognizes them. I went to the motel. Put the car in, turn around, hide the license plates. Then check in. I went to my room and took off my mask and my jacket. I sat on the couch next to you. You're not looking at me, maybe shy. I don't look at you either. We left that day for 2 hours. I just got up to go to the bathroom and get dressed. Then go out and check the room. Oh my God. I met someone. At that time, the feeling was still fluttering because the sound was still there. That's a little outrageous. My wife has been home for 15 years. How about just now? Afraid someone will find out suddenly. What is CA doing here? Are you going out with a girl again? I was startled. It's a panic. The heart is pounding. I'm going to have a drink with you later. That's my drinking buddy's brother. Where did he go to see you now? I woke up a little bit and asked him again. Why did you come here to kick the chicken? Then this motel belongs to my best friend. You and I are chicken lovers. He kept his chickens playing all the time. This time he lost because he couldn't catch my chicken. I also lost a bunch. I went back to the bar late at night. He was too lazy to come to his house. Sleep too. Let me charge and go home. It's late today. Every day you come to me to eat and drink. CA said, remember that. I'm not telling you to give me a fight. I'm risking my life with you now. If you say that, don't you dare come back and let the money go. I don't think I can do that, God. You tell the CA. You and this guy are at the core of what we're doing. Please call me when you are free. When I finished, I went in and took the car, in the dazed eyes of the innkeeper. On the way home, I was filled with things. Why did you put yourself in such an awkward position? I don't know if he knows I'm with you or not. If he says to my wife, he will leave the country. I don't know who to look at. No matter where you go or where you go. You're home. Until the next day I was worried. I'll call and have him come down to eat. Of course it didn't refuse. It's not hard to find booze in my hometown. Even though it's not good taste. Throw the mine catch 10. The copper crab brought 10 perches and fried. Picking a handful of lettuce leaves. Braised vegetables are millet. Forgetting one thing. Buy some wine and bring it up, you know. Around dusk. When I finished my meal in the house, I slept in the garden. The fruit is about to ripen. Don't forget to take 10 more stones. In my plan, I'll explore. What does this guy know? And it knows where it's going. But it's just the yeast in you. It tortured my body. The wine comes in. I don't know why, but I told him at random. The whole thing. Not missing a detail. God, it's heaven. I want to get people's information. Let me show you my shirt. I saw the Virgin that day. He's wearing a mask, but the suit he's wearing and his car. I know right away. I was curious at the time that it went with AI. Turns out it's the CA. You're paying attention too. To be honest with you, I also like the Virgin. I've seen it so good before, it's not hard. Who knew it was so easy? If you think about it, I'm too mean. If you break RA, you break the door. I don't have to get married too. Don't worry. You're not the type of crap. Stabbed with rice. Even the CA knows that. I believe you, I'll tell you. If you sell me out, I'll leave the country. Don't worry. Who wants to sell something these days? There's a lot of money for selling kidneys. The brothers drank together for more than 10 hours. Drink more than 1 liter of wine. I rolled out and slept well until morning. After that event, you and I have nothing to do with each other. Back to the way before. I don't know you. I thought you were happy with your husband. With my child. But as for me, I am also very hungry. People say they remember the smell. But it's also hard. You see ghosts at night. If you miss something, it is. What face can you see? You are all girls. They have a voice. Why do you marry them later? For a few months I worry about the harvest. Fruit. When the harvest is done, cut the branches of all kinds. Fertilizer types, then finish the watering. Let the tree rest, waiting for the next season to continue. And then there's the important part of every season. It's the closing ceremony. There are things to bring back to worship. And then there's the drinking, the drinking, the drinking. Of course, my sister-in-law also came that day. Give my wife a hand. After eating, I go home. I've been really busy not paying attention. Now I see that my body is thinner than before. The skin is even whiter, especially the one I hate. Just shake the other side. That's what I was thinking. After the glass, the guests drank. And then everyone gets drunk. That day, I called my drinking buddy up to play. Call after the service is over. He said he's in the middle of a new afternoon battle. I'll let you wash your sister's dishes. There is nothing else to eat. That's what I said, actually. In the afternoon, he picked up a barrel of Saigon beer. It says it's playing cards. I ate a lot today and couldn't give up. In general, it's aged for 3 years, so I brought the beer up here. Or drink Saigon beer. Let it be red. Fortunately, there are some leftovers. So the two of you drank again. Talk about everything in heaven and earth. At home, of course. It can't be as satisfying as in a hut. When the beer comes in, the word comes out. It's called the God of Mercy. He's a superhuman drinker. Just a few 10 words. That's enough to make me drunk. If you drink like this, drink too. Suddenly it said, I can only find food at the Virgin. Are you kidding me about what you're doing? Why are you doing so well? I'm asking what, man? Every day, I will tell you about it. It's mostly money. It's true in this world, not everything can be bought with money. But if we have money, there's a lot of money. We will buy a lot of things. Let's put that aside for now. Experience, it has also been experience. Remember, it is also selling incense. There's nothing to worry about, if that's true. In my eyes, you're nothing more than a worm. No less. A story from a few months ago, his words on another occasion. After I revealed the Virgin. Virgin also belongs to the easy form, so he's planning to approach you. It started going to the grocery store at my wife's house. To sit with one another and have a chance to look at you. We talk about everything in heaven and earth. Then there's gambling. About loans. There are frequent calls. A few $1,000s in front of you. After a few weeks like that, it's obviously become my regular and my guest. With a full range of items like cigarettes, coffee scratch card. And one day his first trick was to borrow my money. He said he was in need of $2 million. If you lend him 2 days, he'll give you 200 interest. And for the first time, I got 200,000 in interest in 2 days. With only 2 million. Whatever is available. The first time, there will be 2 by 3 and many more. This time it's more violent. He asked me to borrow 5 million to kick the chicken. He promised that if the stone ate it, it would give him $1 million. If you lose, you get 500. And it's like the last time it said chicken. At first I lost, thanks to your $5 million, so it took the gauze off. And it ended up eating back over 10 million. He gave me $1,000 and invited me to eat and thank me. Of course I get the money. When I went to eat, I refused. Since that time, between him and me getting closer and closer. Make friends and talk more. He promised that if there was a good deal, he'll call you to make a profit. And there's nothing to wait for. It starts to saw you down in a few notes. He took me to the motel many times, at the cafe hut in the town. And the reason is very simple that one AI suspects. It's that he hired me to ride a motorcycle. About you driving a motorcycle taxi. It was not rare before. That's how I earn extra income to feed my kids. In my spare time. It's now a reason for me to go out. That time he told me to drive across town to withdraw money. Then send via ATM card. He promised he'll pay you double if you take him. Because it's in a hurry. I also pretended to be a saw driver in front of my husband's grandparents, as if you don't want to, but for money. But what has money is that my wife's grandparents love it. There's no doubt. And I took him out for real money. They pulled the two of them back into a nearby cafe. To drink water. I should have been a little shy the first time. The two of you sat there talking for a while. It didn't end up there. It's actually time to sit in the car. You two already like each other, and couldn't wait any longer. The two quickly found each other, right on the hammock above the bar. According to what it says, well, that time in the hammock wasn't very organized. But it feels so good. Because it's stealthy, plus this is somebody else's wife. When I heard it, I felt it burning inside me. That's real virgin. It looks so good on the outside. But the subterranean level. Did you ever go back to her again after that? Did I ask the CA? I left it. Everything has to be slow, it tastes good. Too much is boring. When you are bored, the good is gone, but this girl is really something. You speak in excess. It's not a slut. You are not hiding from your husband. That idiot. What's important is that you do it well. Then you will enjoy. Okay. Then he didn't go through the big CA hand. It's been a long time. I'm thinking about my family. So now, what's the reason to keep going? Maybe I asked again. Oh, yeah, back in the old days. I am old enough to be as good as you. You don't have to talk. This handsome girl. The general is good at everything. And especially that. She must love you. I want to run with my pants. CA says that makes me feel excited. Maybe I'll call him for a motorcycle ride tomorrow. Stop going back to the cabin, man. What a fool this time. I waited at the motel and walked around. Hey, you get your phone and film it. That. Yeah. Acting Asian
Come
CA.
on.
I'm not doing those things. Remember, brotherly love will last a long time. One day you will be killed by my brother-in-law. He caught it in his hand. It's your day. Then there's me. I opened it up and sent the CA back. The king of hell early. The two brothers ended the story. In my heart there's a bold intention again. But how? I've been thinking about finding a way to get back to you. After many stalemates, it's finally been cleared. Money is not universal. But it can help us a lot. I watch time when you're free. I can talk to you to call you. I said that people have been asking for a lot of debt lately. There is no money to pay the bank interest. I asked you to borrow 30,000D to rotate. Just give me a loan. My intention is that if you have, I'll borrow it and return it on time. Mainly find an excuse to see you and talk to you. I was afraid of trouble, so I cut off contact with you. I don't know any excuse to restore my old love. And there's only one way. Of course I wouldn't have that much money. Let me borrow it. Then I only have 10 million. No matter how many excuses you borrow. So I'll take 10 million from you. I said I'll turn around the missing one, thank you. You said nothing. I used to help you. When I need you, you don't give me enough. 5 days later, I will pay you the full amount. Give me another 500. But I refuse to accept it. When I met you to make money. I also asked about the situation of my husband. Business has not been as good as before. There is too much competition, so the price is competitive. Interest is not as much as before. Every day my husband is only at home from 1 to 2 in the afternoon. Then from 5 p.m. till late. I don't get home until 2 to 3 in the morning. It goes on day after month. For fear of losing contact, and I'm at home, my kids go to school. Deliver groceries to mother-in-law. If someone calls for a motorcycle, I run. Make money for me. I remember thinking about motorbikes. I don't know about that guy today. He told me to drive again. Not through probing Kia. I know. This guy has never been close to me today. It said to go slowly, I'm too bored. So we're done with the situation. The rest is waiting for the time to catch up. Although it's been a while, I've always been a coward myself. The last few times it was all her. Facilitate me first. But I wouldn't risk it. I don't know how to open my mouth and say hello to you. In general, it's a bit of a stalemate. Not long after, the third wife has a birthday party for her son. It's all so big. If you have a pig, you have 10 tables. It was breakfast. My wife and I went to the auxiliary and borrowed the canvas next to the 8 chopsticks. Women help cook. At about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, we cook pork. After that, about 3 o'clock, we eat porridge. I noticed you were coming home early. I should go to the store for my mother-in-law. My third sister's house is near my wife's parents' house. She has a husband far away. But the bride can't leave here. My wife's parents gave land to build their own house nearby. It was Saturday. My 2 kids are in there for their birthday. Always choose Saturday and Sunday for convenience. My husband and father-in-law are there to have fun. After eating the porridge, it will be to open the table. This is a tradition in the countryside. It's as if there are some and more or less some casinos. This is my husband and his father. It is the best. They say blowing your nostrils doesn't work. I also have some alcohol in me. Should be one who keeps burning like a goat. I look at her all the time in the morning. When she squats and plucks chicken feathers, oh my God, show me a pile. I went out to my wife's house, and my car was parked there. If my wife asks, I said I'm too drunk. I've never liked playing cards. So play less. The whole family knows how to play. When I went out, I changed my clothes at Ra's house. Tight-fitting spandex suits take out all the advantages. I sat in the chair. Then you make me a glass of ice water to drink. I thought I'd drink wine to solve this. If you are as hot as a goat, take something. Bring me a glass of water. Then you pull the chair across from me. The distance is also a little far. Why not in the house? Play with people for fun. I said I missed you, so I wanted to come out. There was alcohol then, so I didn't hesitate. The words keep pouring out. I'm silent and don't answer. My eyes did not dare to look at me, but at the ground, I continued. I really miss the way you and I feel. I'll never forget you in this life. By reflex, I replied, oh, no. I also feel a bit risky. I got up and went into the kitchen. As I walked closer to the kitchen, I couldn't help myself anymore. I really look at your face. Then I'm fast approaching. I'm a little surprised too. Hey, what did you say? Why are you taking that risk? You can't take it as collateral. I also woke up. It's actually too dangerous here. If there is a change, it will not be able to respond in time, so I stood up and tried to suppress my desires. Go out and get your seat back. Maybe I didn't dare run into the room. Because if you run into my room, I might follow you. I slowly calmed down. I turned on the faucet to wash my face. I came out to see you. I'm sorry, what are you doing today? If anyone comes back to see it, are you and I leaving the country? I'm sorry for you. Let's go. I'll stay in my hammock and come back. If you're angry, I'm not angry. You said that. You looked at me laughing. I know you're not mad at me. I lay in a hammock and thought I was really hungry. Why am I so stupid? After thinking for a long time, my wife told me to go home. The next day I went up to a drinking party. I remember, my drinking friend was also there that day. He saw me go out into the crowd and laughed. I laughed back as badly as he did. The next day or something. You texted me. It's a kind of probing text. Baby, what are you? Where are you? Can we talk? I'm at home. Text me. Where did you two go to watch TV? What are you doing out there? If you ask me this, I will answer. Don't be kidding me. You always tell the truth. Do you like me very much? Why did you suddenly ask that? Then you answer. Do you like me? Or maybe I just like to say, I'm just kidding you. Do you like me? The first day I came back, I thought I liked it. That's all I'm saying. Actually, I'm mostly taking advantage of you. But you have 2 sisters. Yes, but I still like you. Because you are beautiful and gentle, I like it. If so, I feel sorry for my husband. With you two too. Yeah, I thought so before, but now that I think about it, I don't see why. I have no betrayal either. I'm still worried about the full family. It is not a crime not to worry. So I want you to just deal with the fun. Just entertainment. Right. What do you think I am? It's not what I meant. It's not what I meant. I really like you. I don't feel. Every time I see you, I'm happy. Because you're beautiful. It's cute, so you like it. All the time, all the men can trust you. To be honest, I don't believe you. I don't know how. Now I want you to believe me. Whoever knows what you want to do, do it. That's what you said, don't regret it. I'm so upset, brother. Call your husband, he serves you. He's not home all the time. When you go home, you sleep without knowing anything. Don't look at me. Too bad for my sister-in-law. I'm just like you. The 2 of you are not interested in that either. I'm a little tired, a little bit of back pain. Then you're out of holes. And last day I took a real risk. Because you are beautiful, you are attractive. That day, if you don't stop me, something's happened. You just had to stop being scary. One day they all left the country. Leave the country and go away. You and I are a magical couple. I'm not kidding. Please don't do that again. Give me one. You know that. If you listen to me, will you get a reward? Listen to me and I will reward you. Whatever bonus you want. Everything is remembered. That's it. I'm going to bed. I try to. For a while I was just as upset as you. I went to bed and dreamed of you again. I'll leave you alone. I'm going to bed. I can't really sleep. It's really annoying. Now the fish have bitten. I don't know who's calling. But the point is to get involved. Now the headache is to get to a safe place. Stay in the hotel a few times. It can't be forever. There's no reason to go away together. Where to rent a motel? Stop this idea. My house is not possible. My wife's parents don't even exist. Grandparents' house selling groceries, customers buy at night. That's why. I went to the bathroom to work. I wouldn't agree. My biological parents' house is not allowed. Once again, the hard part is the smart part. Garden of grandparents' old wife for my husband. There is a fence near my house. There is a private cabin with a bed. A is ideal. This is the only entrance. I just need to guard that place. Don't worry about people from around. There's a reason you're in my garden. Without anyone suspecting, yes, cut wood to divide my garden. Many branches are not cut. I'll call you in and split up. Split into 6 parts or 7 BA or whatever. As long as you have a reason to come into my garden. I laughed and talked to my wife. As a result, my wife gave. No, my son, just cut it down and come back. not to be divided. If I split up, I can't go back. The reason there's such a place is that it just goes on. It was about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I visited the garden as usual. My wife hardly ever goes to the garden. When the fruit is harvested, it goes. Stop collecting money. I went to the garden and told him to cut a bunch of wood. I come close to you. When I go to work, I wear a mask. Then 2 or 3 coats. Keep it hidden like a Muslim. I told you to rest your hands in the hut for a drink. You brought water. I also brought water, but it is small. Into the hut, I'm in the han. I said quietly. Promise me something today, remember? I said no. The mine hated it. I have even more reason to torture you. The opportunity must be enjoyed now. Enjoy all that you have. It will all belong to me today. It's strange. I've never held a fire that long. It's the climax, both startled by the sound of the fence. Who is that? You threw stones at us like we were discovered. I panicked and rushed under the bed. If you want to go out, go out. After a while there was no movement. When I stuck my head out, there was a fence. Discovered by the neighborhood kids. Or who's playing me? She hurried to wear a mask. Put on your jacket and get out of the hut. Come out later, no doubt. That day I was afraid of losing my happy face and broke the string. My wife knows. Or my daughters came out here to find out. I was upset after that time Trin and I were very scared. The decision to end never dared Ho-Hee. That day was a wake-up call to break your tail. 15 years later I have been living my normal life. I dare not Ho-Hee. But my wife is different. After the times that buried like leeches to lime. My wife is also in the spring. She was much stronger and more fierce than her youth. I don't know where she studied. Make me a woman with a little ear. Do you have a virgin now? I have a cow and I wear a hat. It is said that the restaurant is not all wrong. I feel like I'm far behind my wife. I went to the garden where there was a hut between me and the virgin. The last time I remembered the virgin. I don't know why I took that risk. Are blaming themselves. Suddenly I heard the fence. It's like AI throwing pebbles at the roof of a hut with palm leaves. This time I decided to watch. Who's the one who's stalking and ruining my good fortune? I can't get up yet. I saw 2 giant lizards floating. Knives chasing each other on the roof. It turns out that's what I thought before. I was lucky to be a saw, thanks to those 2 lizards. That our love affair was stealthy. It ends quickly. No one is hurt or resentful. You both know the danger and the quiet retreat. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, please close the story here. Thank you for listening. Hello, goodbye, and see you in the next stories.